Okay, we've all been there, right? You're trapped in one of those draining, circular conversations that just goes absolutely nowhere. You try to use logic, you try to be reasonable, but somehow you walk away feeling exhausted and like you did something wrong. Well, today we are going to break down exactly why that happens and, more importantly, give you the tools to shut it down for good. You know this feeling. It's that maddening sense that no matter how carefully you choose your words, they get flipped around. You go in trying to solve a problem, and you walk out feeling like you are the problem. It's like you're speaking a completely different language. If this quote hits home for you, listen up. This isn't just you being bad at communicating. This is a very specific, recognizable dynamic. It's a symptom of something much deeper going on under the surface of the conversation. And figuring that out, that's the first step to taking your power back. So what is really going on in these moments? Why does logic seem to just bounce right off? Well, it's because you and the other person, you're not actually in the same conversation. You're playing two completely different games on the very same board. And there's a name for this whole thing. It's called an asymmetrical conflict. This idea is a total game changer. It means the issue isn't what you're arguing about, it's about why you're each in the conversation in the first place. You have fundamentally different goals. And here's the fundamental difference. See, you're playing the connection game. Your goal is to understand, to be understood, to find a resolution together. But they're playing the control game. Their goal isn't resolution. Their goal is to win. It's about being right and staying in charge of the situation. So I really want you to hear this. Stop blaming yourself for not being a clear enough communicator. You could be the most eloquent speaker in the world, and it wouldn't make a difference. Why? Because you can't win a game of chess when your opponent is playing checkers. This is not a communication problem. It's a conflict of intent. And once you realize that, you can finally stop playing their game and start playing your own. Okay, so if explaining yourself doesn't work, what does? Well, our first strategy is all about strategic disengagement. It's called the gray rock method, and the goal is, honestly, to become the most boring person in the room. The whole idea is pretty simple, actually. People who play that control game absolutely thrive on emotional reactions. Your anger, your frustration, your tears, that's their fuel. The gray rock method is all about starving them of that fuel. You become so dull, so unresponsive, that they literally get bored and wander off to find a more interesting target. So what does this look like? Well, you give super short, fact-based answers. Think yes, no, I'll look into it. You avoid talking about your feelings. You refuse to justify, argue, defend, or explain anything. Your tone of voice is flat, neutral. You become completely and utterly uninteresting. Just a plain old gray rock. But look, sometimes you can't just be a rock, right? Maybe it's a coworker or a co-parent. You have to respond. For those situations, we have another tool. It's for creating structured, totally conflict-proof communication. And it's called the BIFF protocol. This little acronym is your new best friend for crafting a response that shuts down any chance of conflict. Your reply needs to be brief, no paragraphs, no long stories. It has to be informative, just the facts, that's it. Keep it friendly. Your tone should be simple, respectful, not angry. And finally, be firm. State your decision or your boundary clearly, and that's the end of the conversation. You know, the magic of BIFF is in everything it leaves out. There's no emotion in it, no apologies, no accusations. It's like you're sending a message that's perfectly smooth all over. There are no hooks, nothing for the other person to grab onto and twist. You say what you need to say, and then you just cleanly walk away. So these tools, Grey Rock and BIFF, they really work. But they work best when you make one final, really decisive shift in your own mind. It's about completely changing how you define a win in these interactions. And this right here, this is the key. You have to consciously switch your goal. You have to stop trying to build a bridge of connection when the other person keeps setting their end on fire. Your new goal is not connection. Your new goal is management. You are simply managing the interaction to protect your own peace. Let that one sink in for a second. You have to let go of that deep human need to be understood, at least by this person. That's not the prize you're playing for anymore. Success, winning, is walking away with your emotional energy and your self-respect still in your pocket. It's about your own internal calm, not getting their validation. Look, at the end of the day, you can't control which game other people are going to play, but you can absolutely 100% control your own strategy. You can choose to stop playing their exhausting, painful game and start playing a new one, a game that's not designed for them to understand you, but for you to protect you. So you've got the rules now. You've got the tools. The only question left is, which game are you going to play?